Hey guys, it's Ryan with Boat Trader and welcome to Backyard Boaters, the show where we talk about DIY boat maintenance, repair, and upgrade projects you can do from your own garage or driveway. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 things to keep an eye out for when you're buying a used boat, right? So let's hop right into it. Number 5 on our list is to check the controls. So that's your steering wheel and throttle, obviously. We have a bearded Vanna White here today who's going to help display this. So you want to check the linkage, right, Shawn, basically?
Yeah. So go ahead and put it into gear, and look at that. They move, so we know that the linkages aren't frozen up. So as long as we got movement, we can adjust, the motor. We can adjust these connections, and so that, it's pulling and pushing at the right distances.
On this boat yesterday, this was all frozen up, so it had been sitting for 3 years or something, I think. So you want to turn the wheel, make sure it's moving the engine, and actually if you can get a shot of the engine moving there. So we had to actually grease that up and hammer it yesterday. So you might need to hammer it, obviously carefully. You don't want to bend the rod, but if it's frozen, you're gonna have to get in there with some penetrating oil and grease and get it running.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times is these grease fittings that just hammer in some marine grease. And two, if you're back here and you try and push and pull on this,
yeah,
and the wheel isn't turning and it's really, really difficult to turn, yeah, that's something. Either you can see the cable kind of moving around and there's some play.
Yeah.
But having something, and that could just be the arm, just needs to get more grease worked into it.
Yeah.
But you should be able to push this around pretty freely, and that the steering wheel should move as you're kind of doing that. So.
Yeah. All right, so number 6 on our list is to check the bilge, which is pretty easy on this boat, actually. This just got a very small little bilge, so some boats it's going to be harder to check. There's usually a tester button on the bilge, right?
Yeah, so there'll be a little flip. You just push the little lever and you should be able to test it.
Yeah.
This one's state of the art. So all you got to do is connect it, but it's probably 25 years old, and I'd be shocked if it works.
But if the boat is in the water, I mean, sometimes people are looking at boats in the water, right? So if you're looking at the bilge and you see that it's full and it's just constantly running, it's an indicator that the hull has a leak, right?
Yeah. If you try and buy a boat that's not in the water, again, that's a thing you're running, man. It's
right.
God,
it should have been number 1 on our list. Does it float?
Yeah, does it leak? We just bought a boat that same thing. It had a little tiny leak in it.
Yeah.
And they couldn't really see it. It was by the transom, and what is it? Is it just some wire that was going out there for the fish finder, or is it the bellows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are two drastically different problems that one will cost you 12 grand, and the other one will cost you a little bit of
$30 of marine tax
for some sealing. So those are things I would definitely first and foremost is the thing want to sink. If it wants to sink, don't buy it.
Yeah. All right, good deal. Let's check out the next one. Number 7 on our list is the fuel system. So what do we got to look for in the fuel system?
I mean, dude, right off the bat, if someone's selling a non-turnkey boat, just get rid of the fuel, because it's been sitting forever. Take a look at your fuel tank. Is it full of water? The water's going to be cloudy white at the bottom.
Right.
Another thing that you can do too is when you get to the carburetors, you crack this little bolt that's at the bottom of the carbs.
Yeah.
And if water, milky fuel starts pouring out of there, you got water in your carbs. It's not going to run. Nothing's worse than running bad fuel and water through a motor. It just causes so much more headaches than you don't need.
Yeah.
So yeah, just hook up a little external 5-gallon tank and see what happens.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, I had a boat once that wasn't running, couldn't figure out why, and it was actually, it was the fuel line. And you have, I don't know if you can see this here, but you got the fuel line where you pump this until it gets firm. And I was doing that and it was getting firm, but actually what happened was like a piece of something in here broke off and it was wedged inside there. So it was like...
So these fuel lines, they have like this inner layer of plastic, and 9 out of 10 times whenever I've had like a fuel issue where I got clean gas, I just rebuilt the carbs, like what the f is going on? That little layer in there like peels off and folds in on itself, and so that like fuel cannot get through, you know, fast enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie sucks. I never started it. If you start it up and the motor's running, and you find that all of a sudden it wants to die, but then you start pumping the ball and it comes back to life.
Yeah.
There's a really good chance that your fuel pump's
We hit the dollar store yesterday and got like a spray bottle, right? And
Yeah.
so we just put like the pre-mixed spray in. If you squirt it in the carbs and it's running, then it's like obviously the fuel line.
That was fun. We made smoke.
Let's go check out number 8.
For the rest of the 10 mistakes to avoid when buying a used boat, check out our next episode on youtube.com/boattrader and subscribe to follow the series. This is Backyard Boaters by Boat Trader. Buy any boat, as long as you know what you're getting into.